Well then, my friend, with that you officially have a clean bill of health. Any lasting side effects of your interaction with the puppeteer demon seem to have faded. Of course. Now, remember, any changes you notice, no matter how small or insignificant they may seem, need to be reported to one of our team members, alright? Good, good. Alright, I'll let you get on with your day. But don't forget, no leaving the Institute's inner gates, and no entering restricted areas. We just got you in good health. We don't need you accidentally dumping hazardous materials over yourself because you wandered into the wrong lab. Other than that, feel free to explore to your heart's content. I'd personally recommend the gardens. They are beautiful this time of year. Oh, definitely. Don't be shy. Okay, like I said, any concerns, changes, or questions, don't hesitate to call one of us. Have a good day. Don't surprise me like that. You'll give me a heart attack. I can assure you that my office is most definitely not here in the basement. This is Roman's lab. No one outside my team is allowed in here without permission. Well, yes, I suppose I do have the authority to give that permission. Why? You think I should let you in? I doubt there would be anything in there that you would find all that interesting, but I suppose it wouldn't hurt. It might even keep Roman out of trouble. Feel free to go inside whenever, but if there are active experiments being conducted, you are not to go anywhere near here. Are we clear? You'll know, trust me. If the door is locked and shuttered, just turn around and leave. We don't need an incident. Heavens above, know that I have to write up enough incident reports because of him as it is. Did you want to go in now? Very well. Cyril? Is that you? Did you forget your code again? For a bookworm, you can be a bit forgetful. Oh, you aren't Cyril. Hello there. Did you sneak out, or are they letting you be free like a wild horse in one of those heartwarming coming-of-age movies? I see. Well, I'm afraid I don't have any carrots to tenderly feed you from the palm of my hand, but I do have, yeah. The candies. Cyril eats them while he's working in here, and sometimes he forgets them. Okay, so maybe I borrowed them from his lab coat pocket while he was distracted. Honestly, I just wanted to see how long it would take him to notice. Anyway, what brings you here to my humble abode? I know it's not the most inviting, but I find it quite comfortable. That's wonderful. So they're letting you out of confinement, huh? Are they letting you go out, like, outside the facility? I see. So there are still some caveats. But still, it must be nice to not need to ask permission or write a report every time you want to get some fresh air and freedom, yeah? I've got to say, I'm a bit envious. It's not actually all that bad. I wish I had more freedom, but I understand why these protocols are necessary. It's not without reason, and it's to be expected that they would need to be more cautious with me than with you. Besides, whenever I feel too frustrated and stifled, I just take it out on Cyril and get him all blustery and worked up. Improves my mood immensely. Well, it's different because while you went through something anomalous and are here as a result, you're otherwise a completely normal person. I am an anomaly. At this point, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to talk about it. Just promise not to hunt me for sport, alright? You may think I'm joking about that, but you'd be surprised by some of the things I've seen and experienced because of this. Okay. I suppose I should just get it out. So, I'm a time traveler. Time traveler, time jumper, freak of nature, take your pick. I've always described it as slipping through time, because that's what it feels like for the most part. I've got to say, you're taking this a bit better than I was expecting. A lot better than the whole demon thing, at least. That's true. This probably isn't even the weirdest thing you've seen today, knowing the Institute. So, got any burning questions for me? Curiosity that needs satiating? Have at me. I've always, well, as far as I can remember, I've always been able to do this. At first, I would just slip a few minutes into the future or past, so I never even realized something was off until a few years of inadvertently doing it. It wasn't until I started working on my darlings here that I was able to really harness my abilities. Or they helped while I figured out how to do it on my own. Oh, definitely. I've been all over in time. Although I tend to avoid the extreme pasts and futures, too much risk of death by dinosaur or fire or something. And before you ask, I will not be giving you any spoilers about the future. No, the timeline is actually much more solid than most science fiction likes to give it credit for. Trust me, when I was younger and much more stupid, I tried to go back and change some things. Doesn't work. As far as I can tell, when I slip into a time other than my own, it creates a sort of bubble. While I'm in that time, I can cause massive changes, but as soon as I leave and burst the bubble, it all reverts to the original path, as if I was never there. Horrible. I suppose it could be seen that way. I've gotten used to it. No, this is all genetic, I suppose. More of a mutation, if you ask me. According to the researchers here, only about 2% of the attuned, paranormal population are time jumpers. And even that's an estimation because of the nature of our abilities. I've never met another one, besides myself, of course. Well, how about I give you the grand tour? I'd love to show you some of my creations. Perfect. Now then, this one right here on your left is my most recent. A lovely bit of machinery. Once I work out the kinks, it should allow me to connect brainwaves to a bank of music, allowing for music to be selected and played based entirely on what I'm thinking or feeling. Cool, hmm? Of course, you'll be the first I call to try it once I've completed it. Ooh, this one here isn't quite as exciting, but I still love it. It's a recreation of one of the first time assistance mechanisms I ever made. I must have been, 13, 14? It's not of much use to me anymore, but I recreate it in every time I visit. Or at least, I try to, based on what materials I have available. It's something of a tradition at this point. Or maybe I'm just obsessive and it brings me some strange form of comfort. Who knows? Ooh, and that one over there. So, how did you like the tour? Everything you ever dreamed it'd be? No. Sorry. That is a valid question. I don't sleep in here. I'd get a hell of a stiff neck if I tried to. They've provided me with something of an apartment that's connected to the lab here. It's not much, but it suits my needs just fine. Bit forward there, don't you think, Pip? Why, what kind of man do you think I am? You've got to wait until at least the third day before I invite you up to my place. Nice save there. So, I really should ask, how are you? How have you been adjusting? This has all been a lot, I'm sure. You are very resilient. No, really. Your entire life has been turned on its head and shaken around for good measure, and yet you're still able to focus on what needs to be done to make the best of the situation. You're incredible. I'm genuinely impressed. Look at you getting all flustered. Okay, I'll stop with the compliments. Of course. Anytime you'd like to visit, I'd be happy to have you here. Having an extra set of hands to help would be a blessing as well, if you'd be interested. I'll be seeing you, Pip. Oh, and please, don't tell Cyril about the stolen candies. I'm already on his shit list at the moment. I'd rather not get stabbed. Bye, Pip.